Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is the Sexton I. It's a tier 3 British premium SPG, one of only 2 premium SPGs in the game, and Wargaming won't add any more because they're too frightened of the tank drivers. Yes, the premium SPGs will frighten them away. Well, they all seem to have premium tanks and they don't seem to frighten the SPGs away. But apparently another premium SPG would all give them the willies and make them leave the game. Well, tough. This is the vehicle that was actually built to replace the Bishop, even though actually in the game the Bishop is the tier 5 British SPG and this is a tier 3. They built 125 of the Sexton Is. They were the first Sextons that were built. And as you can probably see, they're actually made with an M3 hull rather than the M4 one. They built 2,150 Sextons in total, but the first 125 were the Sexton I, and they shipped 124 of those, keeping just one for themselves to Britain. Okay, well, it's armed in the game with the 25 pounder, and that's exactly what it did have in reality. That's 280 alpha, 44mm of pen, and 1.39 meters on the burst radius. The caliber is 8750. That's 87.5 millimeters. That's a 25 pounder shell. Now the Britons had plenty of 25 pounder rounds. They didn't have plenty of 105mm rounds, and that was the alternative that they had, the M7 Priest, and they did buy some of those, but they mass-produced the 25 pounder round, and therefore it made sense for them to buy an Arty that could actually fire. Oh, look at that! Hit the IKV-72 with the second round, and that time round it was out the game he went. Well, what makes the Sexton I better than the Sexton II, which of course is in the tech tree? It's actually down to fire rate in the egg, and of course the fact that you can fire premium rounds in this one. You've got premium armor piercing. It's got a pretty good DPM. 280, as I said, 280 alpha, 44mm of pen. And at the moment he's using the standard HE rounds, but if he was to use the armor piercing rounds, you can see here 180 alpha, slightly less, but a lot more penetration, 92mm of pen, and that's of course a lot to go through most heavy tanks of the type. And he's just wiped out the Matilda for 233, already racked up 555 hit points of damage. The player, I didn't mention his name right at the start of the game, is actually Horrorfiend, and he's in the BLDMN clan, and he's obviously practiced with this Arty. Now he's going for a really premium tank destroyer there. That's the Pack 40. If he can kill that guy, that will certainly help our team a lot. Now the Pack 40 is an open-topped tank destroyer. It's got the 75mm Pack 40 gun, but it's based on the hull of an FCM-36. Now we can't see him at the moment because nobody's spotting him, and if they did spot him, more than likely he would see them because he's got very good view range, but he's also got that devastating gun. Oh, he got him! He got him with blind kill! What a shot! He knew the general whereabouts of the guy, but he just wiped him out with a blind shot. He was just testing the water around various points, but he finally found the guy and nuked him. It's a tier 4 game with tier 3 tanks, so he's bottom tier in this one. Rounds out the T28. And he got a hit. A direct hit, no explosion. Means it touched the vehicle. Actually hit him. Could have wiped him out. That's also hit him as well. So he's still there. In fact, he might still be tracked. And by the time we fire the next round in, he might be destroyed. Well, he's moved. The standard reload for this Arty, 10.35 seconds. We can see the Horrorfiend has got it down to 9.7. Now, supposedly, there will probably be some enemy tank down here. He hasn't shown on the mini-map, but he's reckoning that there must be somebody down that end. Looking at the team scores, team details rather, we can see they've got an M7 Priest, a Sahariano, a T40, an M8A1, and a T28. Well, we know where the T28 was because we hit him, but we're now, I think, guessing that the M7 Priest is probably in that area. You can see our team are now closing in from all sides, except from the south at the moment. Something's holding them back, and that would more normally indicate that there's somebody shooting at them from that direction. They just can't see him. It would make sense if it was the M7 Priest, but it might also be the T40. Except, of course, now the T40 has been spotted, and he's a bit further up, and it was the M8A1 that was shooting at them, and he has lost virtually all of his hit points. He's only got 10 left. And this is a chance for Horrorfiend to finish him off. And he did! 1 round! Got him with 1 round. The T28 just went down, taken out by our looks, and now we can see the T40. There's only 2 left on the enemy team now. The T40 and their Arty. And if this T40 goes down, then he just ram-killed our looks. And our round landed right next door to them and did do 71 hit points of damage, even though it's only got a very small blast radius. You have to virtually hit the target to actually get maximum damage. The T40 just got tracked and he's wiped out. And that means now the M7 Priest, and he was on the south coast. So it was correct for Horrorfiend to aim in that general direction because, yes, that's where the other Arty was. Okay, and he has been hit several times. We're going to try and get a shot onto him from long range away. Very long range. We're firing over virtually the entire length of the map, and the T40 on our team finishes the game off with a victory. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was an ace tanker game for Horrorfiend of BLDMN in the Sexton I, the Tier 3 British Premium SPG. He managed to get a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He got 4 exactly, as well as a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits in this game. He managed to get 8. And his win rate in the game was 7,392 from a Tier 3 Arty. Yes, it's an amazing score. Let's have a look at team score. Well, he didn't get the highest damage in the game, but he got the second highest. The T40 on the enemy team managed a high caliber and 1,525 hit points of damage. Second highest went to Horrorfiend with 1,316. And remember, he did that from the north edge of the map. So he was firing over virtually the entire range of the map and still getting accurate hits on the enemy. Third highest damage went to the Looks, who got 1,014 hit points and a Confederate, but unfortunately, he wasn't able to get any more than that. The other Looks got wiped out. But when it came to kills, we can see it was actually shared between Horrorfiend and the T40 on the enemy team. They both got 4 kills apiece. 2 kills went to the T40, the Looks, and the Matilda. And when it came to base XP, yep, it's Horrorfiend. He got that one. 796 base experience points. 653 went to the Looks, and 496 went to the Pack 40 on our team. The other Looks, by the way, got a Confederate. He fired 20 rounds in that game, got 9 direct hits on the enemy, 5 penetrating shots, and 8 splash. And most of the shells he fired were just standard ordinary HE. 1,316 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters, damaged 7 of the enemy, killed 4 of them, and he did 18,143 credits profit on a premium account, as well as 35 bonds for a mission achievement, and 1,910 experience points out of that one as well. So a very good score in the Sexton I. It is rarely on sale. Normally they'll put it in the Christmas boxes or something like that. It is tier 3 after all, but Wargaming are absolutely petrified of what the tank community might do if they put premium SPGs on sale. So there are only 2 premium SPGs, literally hundreds, if not thousands, of premium tanks. It just goes to show how frightened Wargaming are of their tank community. They rather put tanks into the game and not premium SPGs, because they think that if they put premium SPGs in, everybody will run for the hills and they'll go over to War Thunder. Well, not really. No, they won't, because they enjoy their World of Tanks much more than War Thunder. But they suppose that people will go and play the other game if there's SPGs in the game. And that's not the case. And in fact, actually, Wargaming's missing out on millions in profit, literally millions, if they were to put more SPGs into the game. You see, they wouldn't appear all in the same battles at the same time. In fact, if they space them out correctly and put them in at various tiers, then it's very rare that you would actually face any more Arties than you actually do face at the moment. In fact, you might face, in certain tiers, you might face a premium SPG rather than a standard one. But in I think 90% of the cases, you wouldn't face a premium SPG at all, because, of course, most people play above tier 6. And I think there's very unlikely to have any premium SPG above tier 6. And if they did put one in at tier 8, it would be a very rare occurrence in at all. But I think Wargaming are just too scared of putting SPGs into the game. Even new tech tree tanks, let alone premium SPGs, mainly because, of course, they are dominated by their tank players. So there you go. Wargaming misses out on millions simply because they're too afraid of their customer base. I hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and thank you for watching.